Hey, David, is critical race theory actually dangerous, like right wingers say, or is it just kind of reductive? Yeah, this is good. I've issued many critiques about critical race theory on this show. I don't think it's dangerous. I think, as a general concept, one can always argue being uninformed can have negative consequences. And so you could say, well, if you believe that no matter how fast you drive, you won't get hurt if you get into a car crash. Yeah, that's a belief that's dangerous in a very specific and tangible way. When it comes to critical race theory, I wouldn't apply the word dangerous. I do think, however, that critical race theory could potentially be harmful to race relations between individuals. That's number one. I do think critical race theory is reductive in the way that it deals with race over many other factors that affect how people relate to each other in modern society. And I've talked before about how, critical theories like critical race theory heavily are supported by ideas of postmodernism and post-structuralism. And this is not me going all Jordan Peterson talking about postmodernism, and it's not this vague critique, and I'm not saying anything beyond what I'm actually saying. But the basis of critical race theory and the genesis of some of the ideology in postmodernism and post-structuralism relies on the ideas in some combination that reality is socially constructed. It's sort of an attack on empiricism, and it's a propping up of the idea that any reality, any notion, any analysis could be just as real as any other, and in some cases, taken to a very extreme place, could be deserves equal footing in discussions about how society should be organized. And then one of the other aspects of critical race theory that I think is very problematic. Now, by the way, if you're going to email me and you're going to say, David, that one piece doesn't apply to all of critical race theory, fine. I'm talking in generalities about things that exist within enclaves of critical race theory. One of the really concerning things I see are very, very casual claims levied against anyone who challenges aspects of critical race theory, that merely by challenging critical race theory, you are a white supremacist, you are racist, you are an oppressor, you are part of the problem. We saw this earlier this week with the story about the Seattle Pride event, some Pride event in Seattle that was only going to charge a fee to white people. How do you identify which those people are? I don't know. And they weren't calling it an admission fee. They were calling it a reparations fee to get around saying the admission is depending on race. And then when some members of the Seattle City Council said this is bad, this really doesn't make any sense, they were accused of doing violence by critiquing the plan of only charging the reparations fee to the white attendees. That's a non-starter for me. That's the opposite of rational inquiry. And so back to the question, is critical race theory actually dangerous? I think just about any idea, if taken far enough, you could justify and say it would be dangerous in this way. I think that it's incomplete. I think it's reductive, and I think it's counterproductive over the long term to both race relations and achieving a real equality under the law and in society. Which I think is an important add-on, because many areas we have equality under the law, but for sociocultural reasons, we don't have actual equality. That's my sense. Let me know your thoughts. If you ever feel like you just don't have enough time to read all the books you want to read, you have to check out one of my favorite apps called Blinkist. Blinkist takes thousands of popular nonfiction books and distills each one down into an ebook or audiobook that you can get through in just 15 minutes, where you're getting all the key takeaways from the book. Just imagine how you'll be able to expand your horizons and knowledge by being able to soak up all of the important insights from 10 different books in an afternoon. Obviously, it's perfect for exposing yourself to a new book you otherwise wouldn't have time for, or you can use it to revisit a book you've already read, or use it to preview a book before you buy the full version and read it. I recently read A Brief History of Time, of course, by the great Stephen Hawking. This is a book that I have been aware of for so long, and other things got in the way, and it was fantastic to check it out on Blinkist. Blinkist has books on politics, philosophy, science. They have 27 different nonfiction categories, and a subscription is only about $8 a month, and you get the entire library. But you can try it totally free and get 25% off a subscription when you go to Blinkist.com/Pakman. I've put the link right underneath this video.